Boy, Mark crazy.
So, I'm gonna give y'all some game today. I'm gonna give y'all a game that they don't teach us on the college campuses, kindergarten through 12. It's financial literacy, real estate, business, and credit. Somehow this was erased and scraped out of the textbooks when we were growing up. Why is that? This is because that information is how we really become financially free. So I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of background about myself. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Ramel Newworld, 27 years old, business professional, author, entrepreneur, and aspiring mogul. But before it was real estate, entrepreneurship, bossing up, I was a typical young king growing up in Brooklyn, New York, just like everybody else, trying to find my way. My dad, he worked 25 years, retired as a correction officer, captain in Rikers Island. But he always told me, never settle for a job, because a job stands for just over broke. I need y'all to say it with me. A job stands for just over broke. Because when you settle on that one source of income, at any point when they let you go, your entire livelihood can be affected. I had the best of both worlds because my dad, when he was a working man, retired with a pension, a lot of people in my family would say he made it. City job, pension, he's good, but he told me not to settle for that. On the other hand, my mom, she was an entrepreneur. She owned her own production company, and I was inspired by her because I seen how many people she inspired, put money in their pockets. She would drive around in the nice fancy cars, the custom-made Louis Gucci Prada. But her life was cut short. When I was 12 years old, she passed away due to breast cancer. 2 years after that, my grandmother passed away to breast cancer. So imagine me, this young king at 14 years old, trying to find my way through Brooklyn with no motherly figure, no guidance to really guide me along my way. See, my first goal was to go to the NBA like everybody in the hood. So the second thing I got into, what's the second thing we get into in our community?
Music.
Music. That's me. I start rapping now. Boy, it was over for me. I'm rapping. I picked up the microphone, hit the studio, me and my homies. We putting out music through my videos on YouTube. No views. No subscribers, no likes. I was not popping. I wasn't lit. So what's the third thing we get into now?
Drugs.
Drugs, hustling, trapping. That's me, that's my life, that's what I started doing. So now I'm hustling, I had the entrepreneurship mindset, so I'm making money with it. And I hustle to get the new J's, to get some new Prada, Louis Gucci. I'm thinking I'm good, I'm gonna keep doing this. You know, I made my way through high school, I found myself in college. First generation college student. So I go upstate, SUNY Albany. I actually graduated my bachelor's in business management, minor in communications. But when I first got on campus that first semester, I brought that Brooklyn mentality to campus. I'm like, yeah, I'm hustling, trapping. I'm going to take it on campus and I'm going to run it. I'm from Brooklyn. They can't tell me nothing. That's me. So now I'm on campus. I'm trapping. I'm hustling. I went and got my right-hand man. We starting to, move all across the campus. I remember like it was yesterday. We was bagging up to work in our dorm room and came with the K9s. The rest of me and my right-hand man. And at that point, my life flashed before my eyes because there was no way I was going to disappoint my dad. Go back home to the hood with nothing. Everybody gave me hope. I was the guinea pig to go and try to take us out of the hood. I reached out to the student organizations, got recommendations on behalf of my character, started doing community service, everything you could think of. Luckily, met with the president of the university, he gave me a second chance. So this topic I'm gonna go into is credit. Can anybody tell me what credit is? Anybody wanna take a shot? It's the ability to make payments on time, over time. The first way that we build credit is through a secure credit card. So we call up any bank, Chase, Bank of America, typically $50, and they'll approve you for a line of $300. Say this is your card, $300. When you put down this deposit, it actually accrues an interest over time as long as you have that account. That's one way to start building your credit. The next way we build our credit is through secured loans, which is typically the same thing as a secured credit card, but instead, you go to the bank, you sit down, and they just cut you a check for that $300, and you pay them back over time, on time. I'm gonna give somebody who wants this $20 right now.
Oh, that's
You gotta pass that back. That's credit. That's credit. That's how credit worked though. Because before you didn't have that $20. But the idea, the concept is to use credit to go out and purchase assets that's going to bring you a return on your investment. The reason why I love credit is because it gives you the ability to purchase something now rather than later. Which is 30% of your score. Credit utilization is the amount of credit that you utilize on one particular line or more. Most of us, I know I did it when I was in college. I was going to get those store credit cards, max it out, buying clothes for the party that weekend. Didn't understand, I was screwing up my credit. You never want to max out your credit because when you do that, the banks look at it, you're a financial risk. What are you going through to where you're maxing out on your credit cards? So the rule that we go by is divide by 3. So again, let's go back to this example of the $300 secured credit card that you were approved for. You now have to divide that by 3, and now your credit limit, you have to discipline yourself to say, my credit limit is now $100. Discipline yourself. No more than 30%. You spend $100 and you make your payments over time, on time. You spend another $100, you make your payments over time, on time. This is how we master credit utilization. These two components alone make up 65% of your score. If you focus on these two alone, your score can be very strong, and this is how you build your credit. The next factor that makes up your credit profile is your length of credit history, which is 15% of your score. And this is a sleep. A lot of people don't focus on this. It's your mix of credit, which is 10% of your score. So we can have different types of credit. We have installment loans, which can be the school loans. One fixed amount of money that you owe and you're just paying on it on time, over time. That can be a mortgage, a car loan, any one fixed amount of money that you're paying. We have revolving credit, which is credit cards. It's like a revolving door. You spend that $300, you pay it back, you spend that $300, you always have that credit. It's like a revolving door. 3, we have open-ended credit, which varies every 30 days. That can be a phone bill, a light bill, gas bill, varies on your usage. It varies every 30 days. The importance of your mix of credit is because when the banks are looking at your profile, if you go and you apply for a credit card, but you only have installment loans in your credit, you might not get approved. So you may think, yeah, I got a 700 credit score, but you don't have no credit card history when you're going to apply for a credit card. That's why understanding your profile is extremely important. If you're going for a car loan and you don't have any installment loans on your credit, you might get approved, but your interest rate is going to be inflated. So that's why it's important to diversify the type of credit accounts that you do have so that you can be in position when you're going for credit cards, mortgages, car loans, whatever it may be. Because the banks like to see you being responsible with different types of credit. I'll tell you a insider for the credit card company, right? When you are going for a credit card and let me break it back for you guys. If you have a credit card, you have a mortgage, and then you have a car loan. Most likely, if somebody goes into a financial crisis, which of the 3 are they going to default on and stop paying? The credit card, the mortgage, or the car loan? Which one? Credit card. So this is why credit card history is extremely important, because the creditors know if you go through a financial crisis, you have to live, so you're going to pay your mortgage. You have to get back and forth to work, so you're going to pay your car loan to get my credit card. So if you're strong with your credit card, that means a lot. It plays a big factor in your credit. The last factor is your new credit. So every time you go and apply for any debt or loan, you get a hard inquiry. The banks pull your credit. You never want to go out and apply for a bunch of credit cards all at once. Your score will drop tremendously, because the banks again look at you as a financial risk. Why are you looking for so much debt? So you want to space out how often you go and apply for loans. So for me, I make sure that I tell all my clients that instead of you going out and applying for a bunch of debt, you may have 3 credit cards, focus on building a strong relationship with those banks and get credit limit increases over time. But guess what? You die with that credit score, what that mean? You can't pass that down. That credit score is not an asset. It can help you live a good life for yourself, but we talking legacy talk. See, legacy for me is, what can I do while I'm living to have an everlasting impact on generations to come? That's how I'm thinking every single day. So for me, it's about how can I leverage that 800 credit score so that I can get access to capital, access to cash, so that I can buy some assets, build my business, and be financially free. So now I'm gonna break down how we take that 800 credit score and leverage that to get cash, up to $250,000 cash from the banks. Because, Ryan, you understood how to build your credit responsibly, and now you follow the steps that I just broke down, and you have a 750 credit score. So with the 750 credit score in your LLC, you now can position yourself to go sit down with the banks, which is right here. This is the bank. See, the banks, they give out a ton of money to startup companies. And you can project your income because you're a startup company. You don't have, history to show tax returns, bank statements, things of that nature. So it's all about your personal credit. They're gonna run your personal credit to determine how you're gonna be with your business. If you can't manage your personal finances, your personal credit, why would they give you money for your business? Doesn't make sense. But you show them because you have a 750 score. So now we need to focus on becoming bank compliant. These are the strategies to become bank compliant. With Young King LLC, we want to have a website.
Yes, sir.
It sounds simple, but you'd be surprised how many people have LLCs, businesses, but don't even have a website. When you go to the banks and you're looking to get business funding, they're going to Google you. If your business is not online, you're not serious about yourself. So you want to make sure you have a website, have a picture, bio, some information on your business. Make sure that you are present online. Number 2, you want to have a business email. Again, not a Gmail, not YK@Gmail. You want to have a domain name. Management@youngkingllc.com. This is how you separate yourself. It's all about looking good on paper. We know it. We're college students. I'm a college graduate. I've done it. When you're writing your personal statement, you writing your essays, you filling out job applications, you making yourself look good. It's all about positioning yourself. A lot of people, might be a cashier, but putting on their resume, I'm a financial manager. Really? But my point is, it's all about making yourself look good. That's all. And you want to do that on paper for your business. The third thing you want to have is a business address. Most people, don't have a ton of money to go and get an office, right? Most people are online doing their business. But if you have a personal address that's attached to your business, it looks as if you're not, scaling up as quickly or as you should. But we have technology nowadays. You can go online and type in virtual office. You can pay $50 to $100 a month, and you can get an actual business phone number, a fax number, a business address. And when you position that, when you go to the banks, you pick on your business address. Standard Industrial Classification Code. Your SIC code is a code that identifies the industry that you're in. When you're going to the banks and you're looking for funding from these banks, they're not invested in risky businesses. Use Google. You can go on Google right now and type in top 10 or 15 riskiest industries. If that pops up, you don't want to put that down on your paper. This is how we become bank compliant. We're giving out the game right now. You had a 750 credit score. You now are bank compliant. Your business is up to date with what the banks are looking for. Now I'm gonna show you how we get this cash. One bank, they give you $50,000. The next bank, give you $50,000. The next bank, give you $50,000. And the next bank, and the next bank, and the next bank. Say you have 6 banks that give you $50,000 in lines of credit. How much is that?
300.
300K.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what you could do with 300K, Dave.
Do a lot, man. I could buy some buildings, maybe even some houses, some apartments, maybe.
You hear that? Apartment buildings. So Y'all come together, go to 5 banks and get this business lines of credit as a down payment on an apartment building. This is what the wealthy people do. I'm telling you, Jay-Z, Diddy, a lot of times they invested in these businesses. It's not coming out of their own pockets. They're leveraging lines of credit, calling up the banks. Okay, wire $200,000 to this person. You wire $200,000 to that person, and that goes into that business so we can invest in it. They're not using their own cash. You want to keep your cash in your bank account to be liquid for emergencies that might come up. You leverage other people's money, the bank's money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give y'all some more game because I'm excited. It's my first time on the HBCU right now.
Yes, sir. Clap it up. Clap it up.
So, this is how we even get more money. You go to 6 banks on your own business, but now you have a business partner. You get your business partner, you change up the operating agreement. Operating agreement. So your operating agreement pretty much outlines, the officers in your business, who has ownership, the profitability, your outlook, your bylaws. You now, on that operating agreement, you put your partner down as an owner, and you go back to those same banks and get another $300,000. Now we got 6. I'm giving y'all game right now.
Mm-hmm.
Game. Throw my partners on there, getting money. We going to rack up units. This is the game.
I got a question. I was listening to like a podcast you were on, and you were talking about how you acquired your first $1.2 million property at what age were you?
25.
Could you explain to me how you did that, please?
Yeah, I'll explain it. Good question, King. So he asked me how did I acquire my first property, 25 years old, $1.2 million deal. Again, I branded myself. Deal was brought to me. They was in pre-foreclosure. They owed $590,000 on this property. A lot of property owners, when they are on pre-foreclosure, they rather sell the house to get that foreclosure, off their credit. Because once you go into foreclosure, that destroys your credit. You can't even go out and get anything else. So instead, they sold it to me for $590,000. Now, I didn't have the money. I'll be honest with you. But I did something what we call syndication, which is organizing, controlling a deal, and using other partners to bring it together. See, I had $20,000 and I had some decent credit. I had a mentor. I went to my mentor. I told her I had this deal. The numbers made sense. So don't think about money, credit. When you find a good deal, the numbers will take care of itself. I was able to find a capital partner, and they funded the deal 100%. I put no money out of my pocket to purchase that property. I found a capital partner that put up the $590,000. Now on the flip side, I had to give them 50% of the deal. So I was upset about that. I'm not gonna lie, but at the end of the day, you gotta worry about what you bring to the table. That's my first deal. I'm like, all right, do I wanna make, $600K or $300K? I don't have nothing. All right, I'll take what I can get.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, that deal was funded completely by an investor. I put up my $20,000 to go towards the rehab, put that property back on the market for $1.2 million, flipped it. I found resources. I didn't give up. I didn't quit just because I didn't have the money. So if you don't have the money and the credit, find people that do have the money and the credit. But it starts by branding yourself, putting yourself out there as a real estate professional, as an entrepreneur. Good question.